Welcome to Our Issues Birmingham. Today I am delighted to have Captain Bill Barnes. May I call you Captain?
Yes,
Captain
sir.
Barnes, even though you're not you're obviously retired, a graduate of Ramsey High School, and a war vet from World War II, and a fount of information about World War I. At 18, he went to battle for our country, and he's got a lot of information to share with us. Welcome to our show.
Thank you, sir.
How are you today?
Well, I'm fine, thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah,
Very little. I know you don't want to talk about yourself.
I don't like to do that, but anyway, I was always interested in airplanes. As a young child, I used to ride my bike out to the airport with my friends and see the old pilots like Glenn Musser, so forth. And I was always asked, do you want to go for an air ride? I said, how much is it? They said, it costs $2.
Woo.
I said, I don't have $2.
That's expensive back then.
That was a lot of money then, because in Birmingham, you could buy a Coca-Cola for a nickel and a hamburger for a nickel. And you could eat at Joy Young's 3-course dinner for 25 cents. So $2 was a lot of money.
Wow.
But anyway, I left when I was 18, and they had taken over, the Air Force had taken over all the hotels down at Miami Beach. And that was my first station. I was at the Edison Hotel.
And this is 1940-something?
1943.
Mm-hmm.
So while I was down there, they check you out on your weapons. 45 automatic, carbine, 03, and Thompson submachine gun.
In Miami?
In Miami.
This is happening in Miami.
Right at the beach. And we had pretty good food in the mess halls, but we had to use the stairways. They didn't let us use any elevators. And after 2 weeks of training, my hotel sergeant, his name was Gurney, and I won't tell you what we called him, because not allowed to. But anyway, we didn't like him. And he told me, he said, Cadet Barnes? I said, yes, sir. He said, you've got guard duty tomorrow night from 8 until midnight. You report at 7:30. Well, my roommate said, I wonder what kind of a weapon you will have. I said, probably a carbine. Because those Germans had just come ashore in that sub, to go against our factories, to sabotage
I don't think people realized that German submarines, people my age, realized that German submarines were off the coast of Miami.
That's right. So they just come ashore. So I showed up at 7:30, and this lieutenant said, draw your wares. First thing he gave me was a flashlight.
That's helpful.
And the next thing he gave me was a billy club. I looked at it, and then he gave me a whistle. I said, where's my weapon? He said, if you see any more coming ashore, blow the whistle. I said, boy, we are in bad shape.
Well, hopefully there was somebody listening for the whistle.
So anyway, we stayed there about...
Did they come ashore?
Well, not while I was there.
Okay.
But anyway, we left Miami and went on a troop train to CTD, which is a training detachment, to check up more on mathematics and physics and things of that sort. And we got 10 hours of flight training. That was at Central Washington College in Ellensburg, Washington.
10 hours?
Yeah. So when we left there, we went to pre-flight down in California at Orange County. And they gave you the extensive tests, both physical and mental. And I'll never forget, they had a long, long tunnel, and you held 2 wires, and you did like this, and those 2 pegs had to come together. Well, I passed all my physical tests and all my mental tests. This lieutenant said, you're going to go to flight school. I said, that's wonderful. They said, but there's one more person you must see. I said, who might that be? You got to see the psychiatrist. I said, oh, good Lord, man. I've heard about those people. Do I have to see him? You do. And I'll tell you where his office is. What you do, you knock on the door. When he tells you to enter, you enter and stand at attention, salute him. Oh, I was nervous. So I knocked on the door, and this boy said, "Enter." I walked in and I saluted, and this major was there, bald-headed major, and he was going like this, well, looking at me. I said, "This guy's crazy." He said, "Tell me about yourself." I said, "I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama, sir, and I've always loved airplanes, and I understand I'm going to go to flight school, but they told me I had to see you first." He said, "How often do you get the blues?" I said, "Sir, I never thought about that. I never have had the blues." I said, "I'm just kind of happy-go-lucky guy." He said, "Have you ever been on a motorcycle?" I said, "I didn't own one, sir, but my friend owned a motorcycle, and I used to ride with him quite a bit. How'd you like it?" I said, "I loved it. It was a great thrill." He smiled and said, "Cadet Barnes?" I said, "Yes, sir. You're going to make a fine pilot." And I saluted him, you know. And so I went to flight school at Ron Field, Arizona, Marana, and graduated from Luke Field, where I got my wings in '44.
So you left there from flight school. Where'd you go next? Where was flight school?
I went to B-25 training, twin engine, because I was going to fly the P-38 Lightning, which was a twin engine fighter. I had a great career, but I'm not talking about my career as much as I am the career a lot of my friends had, you know, during World War II.
Well, we're going to come back from break, and we're going to go into that, okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm Tommy Spina. This is Our Issues Birmingham. We'll be right back. Do not go away. Some fascinating stuff coming up.